In the Roman Empire at its peak, the army is everywhere, roads, rivers, forts, and distant frontiers. But the real story is daily routine, boots on stone, orders in the morning, and patience that lasts for decades. A legion is built from citizens, men signed into long service, often 20 years or more. Beside them stand auxiliaries, non-citizen recruits, scouts, riders, archers, later rewarded with citizenship. Two worlds in one camp, citizen and outsider together. Recruitment is a mix of choice and pressure. Some join for pay and food, some for status and pride. Some are pushed by poverty, or by law, or by the promise that a uniform can change a life. For many, enlistment is the first steady wage. Officials look for bodies that can endure, strong backs, good teeth, steady discipline. Height standards vary by time, but health matters, and the ability to march matters most. Recruiters also prefer men without strong local ties. The oath comes first, a pledge to obey and to stay. From that moment, a man belongs to the unit, his name on rolls, his future tied to the eagle. The oath is sacred. Breaking it brings ruin. Training begins with walking, long miles under load, day after day, until feet harden, then running, then drills with wooden weapons, heavier than real ones, to build strength and speed. Blisters and sweat become their first teachers. Recruits learn the basics of formation, how to keep line, how to close gaps, how to hold. They practice signals, horn calls, shouted commands, so movement becomes reflex. Mistakes are corrected until they vanish. The shovel is as important as the sword. Soldiers dig ditches, raise walls, and build camps. Every day on campaign ends with construction, a fortified square, a habit that saves lives. Walls rise fast, even in rain and darkness. Discipline is strict, and it is constant. Rewards for steadiness, punishment for disorder. The system aims to make fear unnecessary, because routine and pride do the work. Order is drilled so deep it feels natural. A legionary carries more than weapons. He carries tools, cooking gear, stakes for the camp wall. Marching columns move like machines, slow and steady, measured by miles and water. Packs bite shoulders, yet the column keeps pace. Life is not only battle, it is boredom, guard duty, repairs, paperwork, and endless waiting. A soldier learns to be useful, fixing sandals, sharpening iron, mending straps. Letters home are rare, but memories are constant. Pay arrives in pieces, sometimes late, sometimes deducted for food and gear, but the pay is real, and the promise of a pension or land keeps many loyal. Some hide coins, dreaming of the day after. In the barracks, men sleep close. Shared rooms, shared noise, shared smells of oil and leather. Privacy is rare, but comradeship grows. Jokes, stories, and small rituals. Each room has a pecking order, learned quickly. Food is simple. Grain is the base, wheat for bread, or porridge when ovens are far. With it comes beans, cheese, olives, sometimes salted pork, and whatever the local market offers. Salt and smoke preserve meat for long marches. They grind grain with hand mills. They bake in camp ovens. They boil stews in heavy pots. Wine is common, often watered, and vinegar drink helps on hot marches. Smoke from ovens marks the end of the day. Equipment is cared for like a second body. Helmet cleaned, mail checked, sandals repaired. A careless soldier risks shame and risks inspection, and inspection is never kind. Rust is an enemy, so is neglect. Armor and weapons vary by era and unit, but the idea is the same: protection and reliability. A shield wall is teamwork. A spear thrust is training. A sword is the last close tool. Reliability matters more than beauty. Auxiliaries add skills the legions need. Cavalry that can chase. Archers that can reach far. Many come from border peoples, used to the terrain, and proud of their own styles. Their pay is lower, yet their pride is sharp. Service can bring travel beyond imagination, from desert forts to rainy coasts. A man from a small town may see pyramids, forests, and cities larger than his whole province. Service also teaches new languages and habits. Camp life includes religion and tradition, sacrifices, standards, and anniversaries of victories. Many worship local gods too, mixing empire and home, seeking luck and protection, prayers steady hands before long patrols. Relationships exist in the shadows of rules. Marriage is restricted for long periods in some times. Still, soldiers form families, partners nearby, children in the settlements outside the walls. Rules bend in practice. Life finds a way. Those settlements grow, traders, taverns, craftsmen, all feeding the garrison economy. Soldiers spend pay on boots, knives, lamps, and on brief comforts after hard weeks. The fort becomes a small town, then a market. Medicine is practical, surgeons in the ranks, bandages, herbs, cautery, and experience. Care is not modern, but organized, and the army values a man who can return to duty. Healing is slow, but the will to return is strong. Death comes in many forms: disease, accidents, cold nights, and sudden fights. Most deaths are not heroic scenes. They are quiet losses, recorded on stone or not recorded at all. Even veterans fear the invisible dangers. On campaign, water and sanitation decide survival. Latrines dug, rules enforced, camps kept clean. When rules fail, sickness spreads, and commanders learn fast that order is health. Cleanliness is discipline, not comfort. Punishment can be harsh, but so can reward. Extra pay, promotions, medals, crowns, and praise. Some rise from common recruit to centurion through courage, but also through discipline and skill. Honor is public, and so is shame. Centurions are the spine of the legion, strict professionals, experts in drill and control. They enforce standards, lead by example, and carry heavy responsibility for the men. Centurions watch everything: boots, belts, posture. Retirement is the distant light, discharge papers, a grant of land, or a cash payment. For auxiliaries, citizenship is the prize, a new legal identity, for them and their children. Some never make it to that final day. At the peak, the empire runs on these routines: marching, building, guarding, and obeying. The soldier is not only a fighter, he is labor, law, and presence. The empire made human. That is why forts sit on every road. And when we imagine the Roman army, remember the ordinary days. Dust on the road, bread in the hand, laughter in barracks, and duty stretching into years. History remembers battles, but soldiers lived the rest.